Tonight on the Menace Made Show, Josh Petersdorf hosts with Julian Fernandez, comic guests Menace Phinney and Superstar Mitch. It's the Menace Made Show live from Hollywood, bitch.
First and foremost, welcome aboard. It's the Menace Made Show, episode 1. Right here, I have the amazing Julian Fernandez here to represent. Round of applause. There's people in the room. Right, can't see them. They're here.
Well said, Josh. All in one take. Amazing.
All in one take.
First take, guys.
Before this even started, if you haven't noticed yet, Jules sounds like me. Another
Fooling about this guy. He sounds like me.
If I could get to the, I was saying another deep-voiced individual who is extremely talented and can do a wide plethora of impressions as well as vocal work. And we were doing a little Harvey before you came.
Yeah, the Harvey Weinstein. Because I was saying my karaoke song of the GOAT choice is "Poor Unfortunate Souls," and I have to sing it like this.
Poor unfortunate
souls. It's indeed. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Poor unfortunate souls, indeed.
How much can we sing before we get sued?
Probably. We'll have to cut it up into clips.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, legendary movie. I remember it. I saw it in the theaters. You know what I mean?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
No
Great
fact,
segue. Legendary movie. Saw it in the theaters. First time I was ever touched by the film. It was incredible. But to get back to what I was saying, it's Menace Made Show, episode 1. What the show is all about is just having a good time. We're going to bring in comics every week. We're going to bring in fun people to talk to. We're going to discuss maybe current events, maybe some fun other shit. I don't know. But the most important thing is you're here with us today. So, Jules, another thing we share in common is the theme park world.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to talk about it, right?
Yeah, I've worked at theme parks maybe like my entire life. It's either been theme parks or adult entertainment in some form or fashion.
And you did, before you work, we both work at Universal Studios right now.
We won't tell you where.
Yeah, we won't tell you where.
Don't bother me.
But you also worked at Disney before. Anything you could talk about there that you did that was awesome? Any stories or?
I mean, it's one of the weirdest things. I talk so much shit about it on stage. I'm very open about the fact that I'm very broad about everything specifically I did because I don't want to. There's certain people I would love to directly attack, but also I don't want that on me.
Goofy Donald.
Yeah. But like pointing out like just the reality of it all, like where people that come in, like usually it's like a young kid's job that I don't know when you start. I was like 18. That was like my first like actual paycheck job. Was a theme park, and then doing it just kind of shattered the illusion of a park. To where I grew up in California. I grew up going to California Adventure every summer.
Sure, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking like, oh, it's got to be amazing working here.
Yeah.
And then day one, you see Mickey Mouse just remove his head. And it's not Mickey. It's just Chad, a meth dealer from Huntington Beach.
For me, it was Doc Brown naked in the shower. It was just first date.
That throws me
First
off,
date.
too.
It was like, Marty, my balls.
Marty, my balls. My balls, Marty.
There is communal showers, but
we all have to shower as a group.
No, and I guess you're right. I had going to Disneyland in particular. I think is like the mecca. A lot of people of the theme parks. Universal's always plays like the hard second. Then you have like Six Flags, Knott's. Everyone else plays the third fiddle, right?
Yeah.
But Disney, I hadn't been there since like 2000. So when I started working in theme parks about 12 years ago, I had nothing to base it on. So I thought that was something that like helped me. I wasn't super like into the culture. I didn't care too hard about it.
Yeah.
I knew how sacred it was as like a memory to somebody that they love this. We love, when you grow up, you have very distinct memories if you were fortunate enough to be able to go to fucking Disneyland. But we would go once every 2 or 3 years. I remember each time with my sisters, it was a big deal. So when I went there, I was trying to capture that magic, not magic from Disney, but I hear what you're saying. Nowadays, the story's so different, right? Like there's people whose entire careers are bent off of just coming to the park and stealing the shit. And it's just kind of part of the gig, right? And you got to be flattered that someone cares enough to come and do that every day at your job. But also, it's like
it does make
me
working
at my job. You just go film Ted at Best Buy, like,
hey, working at a theme park does make me because it's such a high level of guest service. And yeah, like you said, like Disneyland, Universal, and like it's well, no, it's like Six Flags, but there's a certain high level of guest service.
Yeah.
For these bigger theme parks that I think when you work it, you do have a better appreciation for everybody else, kind of around you. Like, I do like if I do go to those parks with a bit more. That fixed it.
I got enough for production. I look fat.
No, I think you're right.
Hey, can you cover that?
It's fine.
We're losing
It's fine.
followers,
Your
Josh.
breasts are falling out. They're spilling out. of
Jules,
your
give
shirt.
more tummy, please. I get you guys. Hold on. There we go.
Your breasts are spilling out.
Hold on. Let me give it what people want.
I hear you saying. It's tough because
We'll edit that out.
Other impressions. What inspired you to do impressions? You have a.
I didn't want to do impressions at first. When I started doing stand, I started doing stand-up.
Let's not say impressions. Let's just say voices. We started to just do voices.
Okay, I wanted to do voices. I was a kid. I had ADHD. Didn't know it. We went to Catholic school. We didn't believe in science for a while until the doctor was just like, "Yeah, they have ADHD." And they're like, "That makes sense. Let's go to public school." Because the Catholic school wasn't going to do anything. They were like, "We can pray. We don't have any services."
Pray all the way, right?
So I started going. So I had this ADHD. Was taking like Ritalin and everything. That was kind of calming my mind down because I would be, as a kid, I'd just be making like random noises, doing sound effects and stuff like that. And I didn't know what voiceover was, so I would just mimic cartoons. Like Foghorn Leghorn is like my first one.
Okay.
So I just come out the gate and be like, I'll say, listen here, son, I'm gonna teach you how to make a paper airplane. Like that. I was just like, hey, look, I can do this voice. It's so funny. And then just as I got older, I'm going through puberty, and then this becomes that.
Right.
And
Was it a
then
drastic drop for you too?
Yeah.
I got made so much fun of. But like internally, like by my family, my mom would be like, "Hey, Josh,"
Yeah.
like thanks a lot, you know. My nephew is 10 or 11, and God, I feel like that little dude's just balls dropped out of nowhere, and he is just literally like. He was like, "Hey, Uncle Josh, want to go roller skating?" And next week's, "Hey, Uncle Josh, you want to still play Minecraft?" Yeah.
It's a weird. Yeah. I mean, like seeing like other people go through the same thing. I'm just like, all right, well, it's not just me. Like this other fool is also pretty busy over here.
Is it the chicken? Is it the corn? It does nobody.
What?
That does it to him.
Josh is throwing riddles, guys. Help.
Yeah.
No, because like my son, who's 18, my oldest son is a giant, and he lives in Idaho. And somebody joked about, it's the potatoes they get out there and the corn because it's more modified, fresher off the. Is this some old redneck myth? You know what I mean? There are certain parts of Idaho you can get the GMO-free corn. It's like the prisoners who eat steroid chicken. You know what I mean? The same things. If you eat a certain diet when you're locked up, you can. That's how those dudes used to get swole up. They took it out of the food afterwards, but that's a different story.
You said like 3 different things there, Josh.
I apologize for that.
I learned about 3 different topics all at once in one sentence.
So, any favorite? I'll ask to say this. Any favorite video games growing up on? Anything like that?
Growing up, we were always like hand-me-down kids.
Okay.
So we always get everything after our cousins were already like deep into the game. But like Nintendo's first Super Mario. Nintendo 64 was my first console.
Okay, so it was Nintendo house.
64 was our first console. Stuck with it. Then we got PlayStation 2. We tried to we were like, we're gonna have all 3. And we're gonna have 2. I'm gonna have an Xbox 360. Super Mario. I loved playing that as a kid because when we'd have sleepovers and stuff, it was just Mario Party and all that. Mario Party 2 is like the best.
Mario Party 2
was the best game. So that's what we were growing up on.
I saw that.
I love Mario Party 2 for the nostalgic factor of like having everybody there and like playing and like being so competitive. Other than that, I don't know. Nowadays, now I'm playing like more like simulator game, like designing like roller coaster tycoon kind of stuff.
Okay.
I like the organization. Yeah, it's like weird it's like weird OCD where I'm just like I want to just organize an entire theme park and do it better. Yeah, it's trauma. I don't know. It's just trauma. Just like I'll show them how it's done.
Planet Coaster 2 is like that. Like it's this super roller coaster tycoon like game, and it's one of those games you just play it and I'll start at 9 o'clock and let me just make my queue and I'll put some rocks next to it.
Yeah.
Waterfall, and it's 4 in the morning. It's the biggest time sink. And
right now I'm playing Evil Lair 2.
Okay.
And that one's a lot. You're a super villain, and you're building your evil lair. You have minions that go do different jobs and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like an ongoing. It's like a tycoon kind of game. It's very fun. That one I've been loving.
I love that because when I play games as an old man, I don't have any time anymore. So when I have to play a game, it's at like fucking midnight. It's at 1 in the morning when the kids are asleep. And then I'm like, do I want to play the game? Do I want to sleep? Do I want to lay on the couch? Do I want to just fart? Do I want to eat ravioli?
Do I want to just fart?
You know what I mean? Do I want to eat ravioli and sit up for 2 hours? Because every time I eat pasta or anything red at night, I have to like literally sit up for a few hours because if I lay down, I'll just wake up and vomit. You know what I mean? It's just one of these terrible things. It's like I didn't realize for years. I was like, oh, I love Pizza Hut cheese crust pizza, but it always makes me vomit. Why? Because you're eating it.
It's like that. It's like the salad bar. Hey, I love Chipotle, but I hate shitty.
But it's the diarrhea. Diarrhea. Diarrhea.
I love Chipotle, but because of all blood stains in your underwear. Like, yeah, how'd you know?
I was never a Chipotle guy. Like, fuck Chipotle. I'll say that. Like, fuck Chipotle because we had a spot called El Balazzo up in the Bay Area where I grew up, which was, unfortunately, like raided by ICE like 15 years ago. But they made the best fucking burritos. That spot was popping, And for years, El Balazzo set the standard. It's AT&T calling me.
Guys, we ruined the whole take. We gotta go.
Right? The funny thing about this, they're calling me over fucking $200.
Should I see who's been called?
Over $200. I'm like, how much manpower is that? How many hours? You know what I mean? Fractions of the day. They keep threatening to turn it over to collections. Fucking do it. Fucking do it. Fucking do it.
This is episode 1. We're calling out all the companies. We're coming for AT&T. We're coming for Disney. We're coming for you.
We're coming for T-Mobile. Fucking them all. Fucking AT&T. $200.
So this whole podcast is just Josh disputing his bills. This whole shit.
Let me validate myself.
Listen. I went and paid for $20 of parking. The guy says $25. I'm like, the sign is wrong. He says no. You tell me, America.
He made us go in the room in downtown and listen to him bitch about diarrhea and ravioli.
2 minutes late to the meeting. Really? 2 minutes late?
Yeah. Well, what we do for a living is so shrouded in secrecy that we can't speak publicly about it.
Shrouded in secrecy.
Right.
We can't tell. The government just can't let us. If the public knew, my God.
So
lies.
If you don't know, Jules is an amazing comic as well and is heavily involved in this awesome series called Roast Battles. And if you want to check it out on YouTube, we put the link right here. But
when is the plan for this?
So you said March, you have your next show. Anything else coming up that you...
If anybody's in San Diego, April 24th, I'm headlining Mic Drop Comedy Club. I'm doing their Gold Room. We're just selling tickets right now. I'm going to have Mandy Robbins, Kelly McInerney are featuring for me, bringing them down with me. So April 24th, San Diego, Mic Drop Comedy Club. It's weird.
John Tapp.
It's weird 5 people clapping for...
It is.
for them telling them my calendar. Guys, I'm also at a dentist appointment on Tuesday. Anyway, shout out Dr. Morgan.
Jack off in the garage.
That's the problem. You had to show them what to do. Well, they do it for me.
Some people don't understand what that means. It means that I'm,
jacking off in the garage. Yeah, you got it. It's pretty clear. I don't know who's not understanding.
What happened to the good old, hiding the porn bag under the fucking, under a mechanic's mat, underneath the old 55 Chevy and having a yank out there by the crash.
Back in my day.
We all know what I'm talking about. You walk into the garage, smells like cigarettes. Right. Pack of Marlboro Reds on the... What are those, the brand called, of the red table with all the pull-out drawers? Anyway.
Hey, tell us in the comments. Tell us in the comments what Josh is trying to think of.
What I'm trying to talk to, pizza and ravioli. We were laughing this week about, because we're both fans of a show called Bar Rescue.
Oh, Bar Rescue.
And if you don't know, Bar Rescue is the show about a man with John Taffer who goes and rescues bars. He's done a lot in the area, but they're all these rundown bars, and John's this big Punisher-looking dude, and he sounds like that.
It's a cross between. I always said he looks like a mobster from either New York or Las Vegas. And he has
cancer,
and he has no knees. He doesn't walk normal.
He looks like that old Kanye West and like Mac Miller video. Is that what it was when they were like wearing the weird suits when they had the giant shoulders or something? I think that's. Like
he always looks like he's wearing almost went back in time. He always wears like his always suit jacket always looks bigger than he is.
Yeah.
But he like wears it, he's just like, I gotta make sure I'm intimidating. You come into these bars, you never know what they're gonna do.
So I know you do an amazing John Taffer, and I actually have some lyrics here.
Funny enough, Josh, I also have lyrics. Do yours happen to be a little? Yeah, that's right, kids.
That's right. Look at this. That's so funny. You brought the same thing as I did. Oh. I think this is a little tune sung in A minor to the Little Mermaid soundtrack, and we're going to try and belt this rendition out.
Hold on.
As best we can. I'm going to get into character because John Taffer is a big man, and I put a 2-touch tone VCR in Lord Triton's room so we can watch old tapes.
There's what I call a butt funnel. It's an invention of mine. I put two cabinets in front of each other. You have to squeeze between them, otherwise you can't get out of the room.
Somebody's going to get sick and die. All right? They're going to get sick and die.
That's my
sick and die. You're cooking meat out here. Shut it down. He says,
Shut it down.
And then the announcer is always John Taffer's furious, heads to the car, searching the walk-in closet. How much money are you down? And then the guy's crying to his wife, like, we're down, over
John, we were $100,000 in debt.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that's going on. Your marriage is in the drain! And you're over here drinking 3 shots to keep at the phone.
Look at your wife. Tell her I'm a loser.
It's like it's on borders on him abusing the marriage.
He always waits in the car, and they'll be waiting in the car and letting these bars. It's like, of all places, the television. Let's not go to a hospital and where are the worst fucking people in town at this bar at John Taffer. Let's go rehab that. Let's
down to the old licky nipple. We gotta change that name first. I will not put my name on licky nipple.
There were meth pipes in the urinals. just sitting there, ready to be smoked.
Is that for anybody to use?
Fumes of fentanyl were leaking from the...
But I mean, really, the Bar Rescue on Spike TV. And then he branched off into. I didn't know this until you brought this up.
Marriage Rescue, which is just as great because every episode, I would say in every episode, if there's a married couple involved, if they own it and they work together, it's even better. But if it's a married couple involved in the episode, it's going to be great because he'll come in every episode, look at camera, and just be like,
if I can't save this marriage, I don't know if I can save this bar.
Nobody's asking you to do that, John.
The looks on some of these people's faces, and I wonder, there's always the Hollywood magic. I wonder if, though, they told them, you're going to be on a show, you're going to see a celebrity. We won't tell you who. It's tongue-in-cheek, tee-hee, and then they're like, maybe it's, Nick Cannon, or it's somebody who I wouldn't expect.
You think
somebody
they
from The
don't
Bachelor,
know?
season 5, Johnny Bananas from The Challenger.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
They have no idea who's coming to their bar to save it.
Yeah, and John fucking Taffer walks up to save their marriage. This is John Taffer's reading part of this world from A Little Mermaid.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
No, what did you think? My collection's complete. What did you think? I'm the girl?
The girl who has everything?
Oh, I thought we were both going to do it at the same time.
It's all right. We didn't plan this. Look at this trove. Treasures untold.
How many wonders can one cabin hold?
Looking around here, you'd think.
Sure, she's got everything.
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
I've got who's-its and what's-it galore.
You want an alcohol and thingamabobs?
I've got 20.
But
Who cares? No big deal. I want more.
I want to go where the people are.
I want to see them dancing with the butt funnel.
Walking around in those, what do you call them?
Oh, feet.
Flipping your fins, you won't get too far.
Legs are required for jumping,
Dancing.
strolling along down a
What's that word again?
butt funnel.
On the street.
You didn't have to correct it. We could have kept going. Yes, and
On
Josh.
the
Yes,
street.
and. Oh my God. Yeah.
Up where they walk. Up where they run. Up your butt. Lots of fun.
It does. It is now starting to turn into just some generic goon.
Up where they walk. Up where they run.
Now it just sounds like Dr. Seuss. I have to make.
What would I give if I could live out of these waters?
Trying to Bernie Sanders.
What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? That's turned into
Wait, hold on. I didn't prep for this. Oh my God. The 2%. The 2%. Metron Lab. They don't. Wait a minute. This is. I don't like what this is turning into. This feels like a setup now.
That's on that, they understand. But they don't reprimand the daughters.
Dracula.
Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand.
And ready to know what the people know. Ask them my question.
This is terrible. I can't sing and do impressions. It's so fucking.
What is a fire? And what is it? What's the word?
Burn.
Burn?
This is falling apart so much, Josh. I'm so sorry.
I apologize at all. I'm having a great time, but we're almost there.
No, that's right. We should have.
That was Part of Your World by John Taffer and Bernie Sanders.
And a couple other people were there too.
Whatever makes it to the edit room floor, well, who knows? That's what the magic of this show is all about. Having fun. Up next, we have some amazing comics to present to you. Honest Phinney and Mitch will be here, so stay tuned. It's the Menace Made Show right after this.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Oh, I am so fucking excited to be here. All right, I was brought here specifically to break down the episode structure of Bar Rescue. But first I have to say a few things. Like, first of all, Josh, nothing makes comedy better than the audience behind you. It's a great fucking idea. It's a great idea. I want to point out to the audience, as you probably could guess, I am the oldest person in this room, and I am the only one not actively fucking high. People are literally smoking during the production. I went to high school in the 1970s. I've never seen this much weed in my life. All right? There's guys, it's like a fucking sucking a dick. I don't know what's going on. And by the way, he said he didn't want to call the show live from Skid Row. That's only because it's being recorded digitally. There's a window right there. And there's a guy outside that window fucking a tree. He was fucking a tree when I came in an hour ago, and I just looked, still fucking the tree. He can't nut in a tree. That's how high this guy is. All right? So if you want to see some nut fucking, come on down here. Okay, so let's talk about Bar Rescue. Bar Rescue. These shows, they all have a pattern. This one, first time, every time, right? Start with the narrator. They mention the narrator is like, this used to be the hottest spot in St. Louis, or Cleveland, or Sacramento, or wherever the fuck we are this week. They're all the fucking same. But then the owners got greedy and they hired their drunken brother-in-law to run the joint. And now they're losing money to the tune of $4 million a day. Can John Taffer rescue this bar? Yes, he can. The name of the show is Bar Rescue. He can do that. Can they possibly trek these stars? They can. They can trek the stars. That's the name of the show. All right. So then you come back, and it's always John Taffer in the back of an SUV doing surveillance with an iPad. The guy's like 6'8". and they shove him in the back of a fucking SUV. You couldn't get a van with like a monitor? No, it's some guy, he's there, he's looking, and he looks at the thing, and it's crystal clear surveillance footage, like they're part of the DEA, crystal clear. Not like, you know, the shows where they're trying to catch the guy who murdered his wife and it's grainy and black and white and they hope they can see the license plate of the truck. No, those are real surveillance camera. These are 4K HD professional television cameras set up in a bar that is lit for television. You ever been in a bar where you can see it every corner? No. Every fucking person on screen has signed a release. And they are Americans. And they know the only way you make the final edit is by being a fucking asshole. So every one of them, the guests are throwing drinks on the ground and the bartenders are slapping people and a fucking raccoon runs through for some reason. And John Taffer's just losing it in the back of his car. No wonder he's so cranky. He's shoved in the back of the smallest SUV you've ever seen in your life. Look at this! Look at this! It's unbelievable! Look at this! And eventually he storms in, he starts yelling at everybody, you're the worst owner that ever happened, and you're the worst bartender, and the raccoon walks through, he's like, why is there a raccoon in here? He goes, you know what? I don't even know if I want to come back here tomorrow. We are 7 minutes into the episode. You're coming back tomorrow. All right? Nick Fury is never actually dead, and you're always coming back. So stop with don't toy with my emotions. All right, so he fucking comes back, and he comes in, he's like an abusive parent. He's like, well, we had kind of a rough start yesterday. No, you were, you know, he's like the guy who slaps his wife and kids, and the next day he's like, well, we were all having a pretty bad day. No, it started when you came in. Yeah, that's right. Son of a bitch. All right. So anyhow, so he starts watching the footage again, and he's getting mad all over. They say, this guy, look at him. He took a $50 bill, shoved it in his pants. He put 5 cents on the register. This guy is stealing from you. Have you got the balls to fire this guy? Well, we're all a family here. I hate you. And I hate you. And the guy finally goes, I don't have to take this. And he storms out to where they conveniently have a camera set up in the alley, and they've lit it so that he goes farther away in a pool of light, like you're watching a French film from 1958. And that guy never worked there. Do you understand? Everybody who walks away never worked. That as an actor, not a good one. As an actor who was desperate for real footage. So he was willing to admit to felonies on national television. Okay, so he's gone. He goes, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to remake this whole place. Let me bring in my team. I got my ace mixologist over here. Fucking mixologist. I thought that calling a comic an artist was a stretch. You're a fucking bartender. All right, and it brings in some lady. Oh, she's a chef. She's going to fix everything. She owns 2 sushi restaurants in Alberta, Canada, in the mountains. So she comes in and she goes, oh, I forgot to tell you about the chef on the surveillance. It's always like they catch him doing something, and it's never something like, oh, he didn't wash his hands. It's like, no, look at him. He's making hamburger patties with his scrotum. You got to put a glove on that thing. Are you kidding me? What is going on? So she's going to teach this guy. She's like, I'm going to teach you how to make the most beautiful nachos on earth. And she makes them. And they are the most beautiful nachos on earth. They look like a bouquet of flowers. You can taste them through the HD camera. That's how good they are. And she goes, here, try this. She goes, wow, that's fantastic. You're going to teach me how to do this? No, scrotum boy. You're never going to be able to do it. You're never going to do it. None of this is going to happen. And they go, well, while we're teaching you, we're going to renovate the whole place. And they show a bunch of workmen coming in, some sort of stock footage. And then the next day they go, all right, it's time for the big reveal. All right, we're turned away from the bar. And look this way, in 3, you're going to turn around. 1, 2, 3. Halfway through 3, go to commercial, which is always the 2.5-minute death of dogs commercial. It's the Schindler's List of dog-saving commercials. It's beyond hope. And they're like, can you help us save these dogs? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I can. As a matter of fact, my wife and I, we give monthly to your organization, and we don't want a bag or a mug. We would just like an electronic code so we could skip this ad. Because 5 times every episode, I'm being berated for not doing the thing I'm doing while you show me the worst footage on earth. Okay, so we come back, goes 1, 2, 3, turn around. There's a new sign. They painted it. They walk inside. They moved 4 pieces of furniture. They're like, I can't even recognize this place. He's like, let me tell you, we put a POS system in here. Took me 3 years to figure out that POS meant point of sale. Didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Put POS system, the Johnson POS company, they donated this. No, they paid you to do a commercial on national television for them. They didn't donate. You didn't call up and go, listen, I'm at the worst bar in the world with the dumbest motherfuckers you've ever met. Could you just send over an $11,000 system? Yeah, it's like throwing money in the toilets. No, none of that happened. So he points out, he goes, all right, now we're going to reopen. All right, this is the test. This is the test. And my John Taffer imitation, I thought was not bad. Then I heard theirs, and I'm like, what? Maybe I'm more talented than I thought. All right, so the people that come in, everybody who has signed a release, they all come in, and they're like, they don't have a drink, they don't have a drink. You're behind on the tickets every time. The tickets. You're behind on the tickets. They're not behind like 5 tickets. They're behind 5,000 tickets. Every time the guy, we've got to shut this down. We cut the commercial. Come back, somehow they got ahead on the tickets. They hired the Flash, Barry Allen came in. I don't know what the hell happened, but they got on the tickets, and John Taffer sort of satisfied. He's like, yeah, my work here is done. Shakes the hand of the owner he called a piece of shit 3 minutes ago. Walks out the door, just disappears into the distance like Alan Ladd at the end of Shane. And if you don't know that movie, why don't you watch a fucking old movie once in a while, you fucking Philistines? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck you, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present our next performer. This is Mitch.
Sorry, I was coming from my other. So eggs aren't getting any cheaper. God damn it! What the fuck? God damn. So, did you ever notice when you're in like a rich neighborhood, all the dogs are really small, but like when you go to like a poor neighborhood, the dogs are really big. Fucking shit! What the fuck? God damn it. God. Man, whoever named Red Delicious Apples, what a piece of work. What the fuck am I doing? Shit. Son of a bitch. So my dad just died recently. Are there any dead dads in the audience? Well, I asked the fucking audience? What the do it for Deshaun. So, over 6,000 Native Americans died through the course of the Indian removal, which was the white man taking, their land through the Trail of Tears, and about a handful or more bald eagles have died recently in the bird flu cases. I guess what I'm trying to say is I should have been more specific when I Googled what's going on with the Chiefs and the Eagles. Fucking shit. What the fuck? So I went to the drugstore the other day to get an energy drink, and I was looking at the back of it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, okay, yeah, that all looks good. And then I went down the allergy medicine aisle to, just grab some. I had the sniffles, and I was reading it. I was like, oh, this has acetaminophen in it? I don't think so. Like, I'm some sort of doctor now? But whatever, so I took it up to the register, and the woman asked me, she was like, oh, do you want to have unprotected sex in the back? And I went, well, yeah. Because I don't, I care what I put in my body, but I do not care what I put in your body. Fucking shit.
That was Mitch.
Bad.
And that was the Menace Made Show. Thank you everyone for tuning in, episode 1. If you want to follow us, at Menace Made on Instagram, the Menace Made Show on YouTube, at CrankyJ on Twitter. I want to thank my guest, Julian Fernandez, Honest Phinney and Mitch, for being here tonight. Take care of yourselves. As